Coach, I guess a little bit of a follow-up on defense. Have some defensive linemen not back. You had at least one, Ashawn, out with an injury. How did that affect the defensive line today? Did anybody step up today that you noticed?
Yeah, I think Allen's really been playing well. I think Petway's really been playing well. You know, Darren Lake has made some improvement. You know, Foster is a freshman who's getting lots of turns and lots of reps. So, you know, there are guys that are making a significant amount of improvement. You know, Dalvin was really playing well. He got his toe stepped on, so he didn't go to scrimmage today. He got his toe stepped on, you know, last night in practice. So, you know, he might be a day or two or whatever, but all those guys have played better. That was the one part of our team that I thought we had a lot more depth in going into this camp. But we have had a lot of players absent for various reasons that, you know, has not been one of the strengths that we thought it would be. But every one of those players, we will get back at some point in time.
Right there.
Statistics aside, how would you evaluate the quarterbacks in terms of the job they did in the huddle, leading the guys through not the best of situations out there?
I think they both did a lot of good things. I think they both have some things that they wish they had back. And I think they both probably made some choices and decisions that we can improve on. But I also think both guys showed that they're capable of doing what we need to do with them on offense so that we can be effective with the other players that we have. So we're not pleased or satisfied completely with where they are, but you know, we're not disappointed in the progress that we're making at that position. And it was a tough day to operate out there. I mean, after the first, I think, series that each team had, you know, we're 40 minutes in the locker room and we go out there and, you know, it's raining the whole time. So, but I thought both guys handled that well too.
Mike?
You mentioned Dalvin having misplaced up, and anybody else, any health concerns at all coming out of the scrimmage?
Oh, you know, we got some guys that, I think the biggest concern would be Freitag. Got a turf toe out there, so those are always difficult. And we probably need to further evaluate that. Gino sprained his knee. He'll probably be out for a day or two, a couple of days maybe, I don't know. You know, we had a couple guys get mild ankle sprains, but Dominic Jackson probably has an ankle sprain that might keep him out for a couple of weeks. You know, that's probably at the worst. But everything else was just nicks.
Let's go, Mark.
What did you see from the corners today? And is that one of the spots, like you were talking about, where injuries could put some freshmen in the mix? And along that line, how much was Eddie Jackson able to do today?
We didn't scrimmage Eddie today. I mean, he probably could have scrimmaged today, but we did not. That was our choice, you know, not to do that. You know, he's been doing a good job in practice. You know, I think that's a position that you can play at 100%. And he's certainly making great progress, but can do everything in practice. But I don't think he's ready to go out there and scrimmage football yet. You know, Cyrus Jones has had a really good camp. Bradley Sylvie's done a really good job so far. Those two guys have done a good job. You know, Tony and Marlon are learning. Maurice Smith has done a good job, you know, so far. So they're all getting plenty of turns and they're all getting to play a lot.
Chris?
You talked at the beginning of the camp about refining your identity. It's only been a week, but do you like what you've seen so far?
Well, you know, I like this team. I kind of feel like, you know, this team has a lot of togetherness. I think they like each other off the field. I think they need to take the brunt relative to the field, you know, a little bit. I think, you know, leadership is something that is a work in progress that we need to keep working on. I think we have a lot more maturity on offense, right now in terms of, older, more experienced players who have leadership qualities, than maybe we do on defense. But I think we certainly need to develop that.
Two quick ones, DC Kent.
From what you're able to see, I know you haven't seen film, but just how the offensive line and Cam Robinson fared out there.
Cam Robinson's doing really well. He's doing really well all camp. I've been encouraged by the offensive line, you know, to this point. You know, Leon will probably start doing, you know, some stuff this week, or at least go through his sort of acclimation period that he has to go through. So, you know, it takes 5 days to really, 4 days to get him to where they're being pads like everybody else. But that's probably a good thing, and it's probably helpful to him in terms of his rehab. But Shep's been playing really good. You know, Ryan Kelly has been playing really well. RE is consistent. Shank has been playing consistently, doing a good job. And we've been physical, you know, up front. Dominic is a very physical player. He was going to certainly have a presence. You know, Pierce Parker looks as a freshman like a guy that may be able to contribute in the 2 deep. So, you know, I've been kind of pleased with the way that group's come along.
Last one, Ken.
You mentioned being eager to see the film. I don't know that we've asked you, what is your process, you know, for looking at a film? When will you get a copy, and you know, how will you go through the film on?
Well, I usually do it at home. You know, so tonight, they'll have the film, they'll have the computer at my house before I get to my house. And, you know, I have a hookup in my chair where I sit at home and I watch it. And, you know, I grade the offense and the defense based on, you know, winning plays relative to the down and distance and losing plays relative to the down and distance, and why those plays were successful, and when we failed, why did we fail? Who got hooked, who didn't do their job right, who didn't play the play right, who didn't block the right guy on offense, whatever it is. Same thing with special teams. You know, we have Squad Sunday tomorrow, which is a tradition around here that I look forward to every year. So I do this in the season on Sunday morning before I go to church. And I've already watched the film at 11 o'clock church, and we start at noon, and I've already seen all the film, and I just meet with the coaches about the comments that we have. And sometimes I'll watch, you know, parts of the film. And then I kind of mark plays for what we call the good, bad, ugly reel. You know, we show some good plays, we show some bad plays, and we show some ugly plays, and we try to make corrections and make it a learning experience for the whole team, especially if there's some situation in the game, or some situation in the scrimmage of the game that it can be a learning point for everybody. You know, maybe a guy runs out of bounds when he needed to get a first down in 2 minutes, or, you know, something like that, that guys just gotta have a better awareness for. So I'll be watching some tonight while you're watching golf and movies and all that.
Thanks.
Love both.